This is my body, and I live in it. It's 20 and 1 month old. It's changed a lot since it was new. It's done stuff it wasn't built to do. I often try to fill it up with wine. And the weirdest thing about it is I spend so much time hating it, but it never says a bad word about me. This is my body, and it's fine. It's where I spend the vast majority of my time. It's not perfect, but it's mine. It's not perfect, but it's mine.
Because we're here today to support a broader sort of thinking, ensuring that society caters for everyone, not just for people without disability. But this broader thinking is a responsibility we all share. We all need to think about the way we can change our society to include everyone. Not just making our buildings and our buses accessible, not just building more accessible websites, not just making announcements on public transport, it's about changing our approach.
So let me just share a quote that I think sums this up. If I lived in a society where being in a wheelchair was no more remarkable than wearing glasses, and if the community was completely accepting and accessible, my disability would be an inconvenience and not much more than that. It is society which disables me far more seriously and completely than the fact that I have spina bifida. I know many of us can relate to that.
This is my way, and it's fine. It's where I spend the vast majority of my time. It's not perfect, but it's mine. It's not perfect. I'm not quite sure I've worked out how to work it. It's not perfect, but it's mine.
We won't have a fair and well-functioning community until we include all of its different members. And that's what these awards should be used to achieve. And we won't include everyone until we challenge the negative assumptions that are made about people. Now, one of the ways that we might do that, or at least start to do that, is by turning some assumptions upside down. Now, I want to do that. For instance, I want all of you who did not bring your own chair with you tonight to please stand up. Come on, up you get. All of you who didn't bring your own chair. And now that you're standing up, let me tell you that you all cost Tweed City Council extra because we had to bring you in a chair.
We've got a lot of participants, like teaching them South Sea Islander moves. Masi Samo. We're going to go a little hip.
And it was great just showcasing, our local South Sea Island heritage in the form of dance.
Push your hip out.
The workshop was great fun. Felt a few muscles moving in my body and learned a few new steps.
And I thought it was great too because of the same reasons. Felt parts move that I haven't felt for a long time, let me tell you.
Or all these moves.
And it was really good the way the girls did the workshop, and the leader of the group came down and actually showed me how to do the steps, which was fantastic. I had a great time.
Dance in the South Sea Island community is a way of celebrating life. It's about being with family, it's
Telling stories as well,
telling stories.
and how we pass on our stories to younger generations.
It is wonderful to see such a large number of people at this event that we are so proud of, and one that truly celebrates inclusiveness in the Tweed Shire and on International Day of People with Disability.
Now, there are many reasons why people with disabilities should take control of our own lives. But basically they come down to the reality that societies work best if all members are included, and that societies are less functional if people are excluded or left on the margins. These precepts have been recognised by most societies throughout history. So it's not beneficial for one group of society to live below the poverty line, or for half of that group. It's not beneficial for one group in society to be employed at a participation rate 30% less than the general population. Or that it's not beneficial when the Year 12 completion rate in the general population is 50%, for people with disabilities to only have a completion rate of 25%. But despite knowing that marginalisation is not good for society, that's what we do to people with disabilities.
I feel blessed that I can actually take people scuba diving, but I can also take people that really want to do it, and I find that there's no barriers if you want to do something. And so for us at Tweed Sea Sports, we've just wanted to actually find a way to make it accessible for everyone.
As well as showing his short film at the awards event, which had, it was 200 people, in front of 200 people, he also stood at the podium and talked about his film and why he loved filming. And it just blows people's stereotypes about what people with intellectual disability or people with disabilities can do, to have the courage to stand up in front of a whole auditorium.
Accessible tourism is the fastest growing sector of the tourism market today, and it's going to make up 25% of all travellers worldwide by 2020, so it's not terribly far away. But for some reason, we seem to be quite behind the eight ball here in Australia, and it's really just a case of education.
Accessibility is really about one community, one people, not a community divided up into separate groups. We will always maintain that an accessible environment benefits everyone at some stage in their life.
The Organising Committee for International Day of People with Disability wanted to use this United Nations designated day to reach people from across the community and initiate change towards a more inclusive and accessible community. The message being that everyone has a role, no matter who you are or what you do. We came up with the idea of awards based on a nomination process that would draw together a real cross-section of people who then go out as ambassadors for change after participating in this event. This year we received 27 nominations. Many nominations are made by people who directly benefit from the efforts of their nominees and know how much access and inclusion means in their own lives as well as the people they care about. Being nominated is a real achievement in itself, as both a public recognition and appreciation of your efforts for contributing to social justice in our communities.